Hey folks, this is Matt once again, bringing you another review, and actually today I'll be doing also reviews for Slither, which similar to this, and the Monster Squad. So that'll be coming today or tonight, whenever you see this. But Night of the Creeps with a shitty fucking cover with fucking yellow, piss yellow. Well, not even piss yellow, just if you're pissed that yellow, then you have a disease. But Night of the Creeps, still a good movie. It's a movie I didn't really grow up with. It's a film I found much later. I would say I probably like Monster Squad better for Fred Dekker, but it's still a good one. Still a film that unfortunately when it came out didn't do well. It was one of those films that everybody was wondering when the DVD was coming out. And to be honest, I wasn't one of them because I'm like, I don't know Night of the Creeps. Oh, I saw it once, it was okay. Like to me, it's like, oh, what about Moontrap? What about Icon and Peas? What about Skinner Top? What about hell that movie Aberration? But still, this film is a good one. Seeing this again, it's a good movie. And they gave us some good features. They got 2 commentary tracks, they got featurettes, all that stuff. And the film stars, yeah, Jason Lively, who I really like this guy, Jason Lively, as the lead. And you got his buddy, played by Steve Marshall. Jason Lively really likes this girl, played by Jill Whitlow. And Jason Lively, basically, he went on to be Rusty and National Lampoon's European Vacation. That was before this. Um, oh yeah, he was in that movie Ghost Chase. I think that's the film Roland Emmerich directed. I reviewed that once, but I got a copyright claim, of course. Unfortunately, he didn't go on to do much. You know, some TV stuff, and that's sad because I like Jason Lively. I thought he did a really good job in this film. And then his friend Steve Marshall, basically they're going to college, and like I said, Jason Lively likes this girl Jill Whitlow, but he doesn't know how to ask her. But he says, "Hey, maybe we'll try to join the place she's at, the Beta House." And of course, they say, "Well, in order to do this, you'll have to steal a corpse." And at the beginning of the film, you have these aliens, which I don't know if you'll see, they look like those. 2 chasing one, and one dumps this thing, and they're like, well, we can't let the experiment get out. And then in the 50s, it falls to Earth, and, well, I get back to that. One guy gets the slug-like alien creature in his mouth. And then get into the present day, the kids go to this place, and they see this guy who's cryogenically frozen, which happens to be that same guy from the 50s. And Jason Lively's doing the smart thing. He's like, hey, let's get out of here, let's go. But Steve Marshall, he's a character who makes a lot of jokes, a little bit of a cripple. He does the stupid thing. He's being a really fucking big idiot. And opens the thing and releases the body. And they get freaked out and they run. As one guy says, screaming like banshees. And then the detective Cameron, played by Tom Atkins, who does a fantastic job in this film. Probably my favorite character in the movie. Answers the phone, thrill me. And pretty much the slugs are out. These alien slugs that go into your mouth and will incubate in your brain and turn you into pretty much a zombie. And basically, they had to figure out how to stop it. Now, what makes this film work is I thought the dialogue was well written by Fred Dekker. Uh, and also the acting worked. The girl, Jill Whitlow, she did a good job. Tom Atkins, very solid character. He has all these great lines like, it's Miller time, shoots one, or I got good news and bad news. Good news, your dates are here. What's the bad news? They're dead. A lot of great lines. And his character, like, he has an interesting backstory where back in the 50s, like I said, there was a couple. The guy was in the woods, had the alien slug, but the girl was killed by this axe murderer, and Tom Atkins took care of him and pretty much buried him because that girl was a sweetheart of his. And years later, now where that body's buried is where the one of the, I forget which house, the sorority house is built on top of it. And of course, one of the sluts gets to the corpse of the axe murderer, and Tom Atkins gets to kill it again. And he's just an interesting character, very likable character. Wonderful performance by, I almost wish the whole movie was just from his point of view, that he was the actual main star of the film. But that's how it goes. I still like Jason Lively and such, but I almost wish he was just the main thrust of it. But these alien slugs, like the special effects, I think work fine. Has a good sense of humor to it. For instance, when Tom Atkins has Jason Lively over, and Tom Atkins basically confessing what he's done, like when he killed the axe murderer, and in the middle, like Jason Lively's like, I think he asks Jason Lively, "So Spanky, what do you think I did next?" Jason Lively goes, "Do you really think you should be telling me this?" And he's like, "Close." Like he's not even paying attention, and the kid's trying to yell, "I got a midterm," or um, instead of bringing me over here just to have you confess to murder, was there? No, he says something like, "Other than wanting to confess a murder to me, is there any other reason why you wanted me to come over?" I thought the script was well written and fun ideas. I mean, you got alien slugs, you got zombies, um, very similar to another movie, which I'll talk about. You got a fucked up cat and a dog, and you got uh, a really emotionally moving scene for me when um, Jason Lively, the lead, is looking for his buddy, and he goes to his room, and there's a tape recorder, and he plays the tape recorder, and it's mainly his friend has been taken by one of these slugs, and he's basically recording his death in a way, saying how, there's one in my brain, I can feel I have no pulse, basically saying that he's dying and that, you know, I love you, man. I got one with fire. Fire will do the trick. And just the way it was done, and one shot pushing, and you could tell like his buddy's voice is lower, so it's being affected. I thought that was a really interesting idea. I thought it was really a good emotional scene for the film. The score really fit the film. It says here there's two people who did the score: Barry Dvorak and Stan Ridgway. It's on here. Well, here it just says Barry Dvorak, so I don't know what to do with that. It's not a long film at all. It's 80 some minutes. Uh, you have a lot of, at the end with the sorority, you have all these people and a lot of fun stuff. I mean, flamethrowers, you got shotgun fun, great special effects where the head splits open, these slugs come out. Yeah, a theme in a sort of a garden shed, tool shed, where Jason Lively gets like a lawnmower and fucks one up. Uh, Tom Atkins has some fun stuff. And it might not seem like a long review, but what more can I say about Night of the Creeps? It's well written. It's a fun B-movie plot. You have flamethrower fun. You got a really great character by Tom Atkins, who has an interesting backstory as a character. Jason Lively, I thought he was really good as the lead, very likable. Steve Marshall, he was okay. Although I did like the scene where after they've escaped after the body fell and the crowd jazz and they chicken out because they're supposed to take the body and put it on a lawn somewhere, and they chicken out and they ran back to their room. And they have a fun exchange where it's like, fuck you. You wish. Yeah, if you could. Like, they have a fun back and forth, which was really funny. So, that's what I mean. The script is very funny at times. Special effects are on target. The acting, I think, is solid. Very fun B-movie idea. The only problem I have is the ending, which I guess I'll spoil it, so Definitely recommend if you've never seen this. Pick up this DVD because it has a lot of good features as well. Shitty cover, but a lot of good features. But spoiler warning: the ending where Tom Atkins he sacrifices himself in a badass way, but sacrifices himself. Puts the gasoline and countdown and blows up the whole place to kill all the slugs. I hate the way this film ends. Either version. The theatrical version with the dog, it sucks because, well, the director himself says it. And he's the one who came up with it. Like, he wanted the ending that's in here, the director's cut, which I'll get to, but people didn't like the ending, so they went with the dog ending, which definitely, they both suck in my opinion, because the dog, like the director says, the dog ending where the dog comes up and looks like shoots a slug into our heroes, the director says, well, it defeats, it betrays what went on before, because what's the point of these kids going through all this stuff only to die at the end? I'm like, exactly. So you don't get that, you get that, so the kids do live. So at least that's better. So I guess I just say this is the better ending that they actually put in this director's cut. Which I think is the only difference is the ending, I believe. Other than that, though, the other end, like he said, I mean, I agree with the director when he said that it betrays the. I agree. But the other ending isn't better either. The other ending is Tom Atkins' corpse walking out, falling down, slugs get out of his head, and they go into a cemetery. So they don't get all these dead bodies, and this gigantic alien ship that no one fucking notices, this gigantic football field alien ship passing by the cemetery looking for it. I'm like, how the fuck does no one see that fucking big ass football field alien ship? And more importantly, it's like that betrays Tom Atkins. Because it's like, he sacrificed himself to stop this menace, to stop this bullshit. He sacrificed himself, and instead now he's used as a pawn to go out and infect all the cemetery. So doesn't that betray Tom Atkins' character, Fred Dekker? I mean, I know you're mad at the theatrical because it betrayed. Doesn't that do it too? I hate either. I hate both endings. It's like sequel bait endings. One's like a shock ending, one's like a sequel bait ending. I hate both of these endings. If you don't kill Tom Atkins, or if you don't kill Tom Atkins, end the movie. You don't need more shit for a sequel that'll never happen. That just, let's say, wow, Tom Atkins killed himself. His character killed himself, my favorite character, for nothing. He killed some slugs, but then he came out with slugs in his head, and wow, that went for nothing? That sucks. That made his death pointless. So that pisses me off. That's why I never loved this movie. I liked the movie, but I never loved it because I always hated the ending. Both versions. So I think the ending sucks. If you disagree, that's fine, but I think the ending sucks dick. It's like, well, great. Tom Atkins killed himself for no damn good reason. Both endings suck in my opinion, but that's the only problem to me is the endings suck ass. Either the dog kills the heroes or one defeats Tom Atkins' sacrifice. Sacrifice was useless. Instead, comes out and infects the whole fucking cemetery. Wow. But either way, other than that, the rest of the movie is really good. So I do recommend the film. Very solid film. It's just the ending pisses me off. But either way, fun movie, great dialogue, good characters, shitty cover, but a lot of good features. So either way, thanks for watching, take care, and stay tuned for Slither later.